Yo, 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 welcome back to the No Cut Sports Podcast with your host, Now Frazier. And today we got a few things we need to talk about, man. But if we could, or if y'all could, before we get into it, please like and subscribe to always catch this vibe. And before I go any further into this video, right, I ain't gonna say I'm thinking about, but I'm probably gonna do a jersey giveaway, right? I'm trying to, like I said, I'm always trying to get my follower count up and stuff like that. But then to the followers that have been following me for these last few months since I started my podcast, I wanted to do something special for y'all. So I'm thinking about, since we got the newest edition, Saquon Barkley coming to the team, I wanted to do a jersey giveaway. I'm gonna have more details about when it's gonna be, what you got to do, this, that, and the third. But like I said, it's all I'm trying to get my followers up, trying to bring more attention to the podcast. You know what I mean? Because like I'm trying to, we ain't doing this for nothing here. You feel me? So, so we going keep it rolling like that. So, be sure to look out for the details when it comes to the jersey giveaway. But it has to be, listen, man, it got to be an Eagles jersey. Don't sit here and be like, oh, I want a Dak Prescott or I want a Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. No, if you don't want Saquon, that's fine. I'll get you a different joint from the Eagles, but. Listen, man, it's Bird Gang over here. I'm not buying nobody no Prescott or nobody else. You know what I mean? We'll get you a McNabb throwback something. So, you know what I mean? We're gonna do it like that. But anyway, first things first, we're gonna get right into what we need to get into. Howie still cooking up. He's still doing what he need to do. He just recently acquired Parris Campbell. I don't want to say an ex-wide receiver, but he was a wide receiver for the Colts. Numbers was like six. I think his yardage was like 624 yards, and he's probably coming in for the wide receiver 3 position. Excuse me, I want to make sure y'all hear me all right. But he's probably coming in for the wide receiver 3 position. Of course, we solidified with the first 2 slots, but there's going to be some competition coming in. I don't know if they still got Ngata on the team. Not Ngata. I'm sorry, Alamade Zacchaeus. Excuse me. I like Alamade or Alamade. I'm trying to say his name right, but I liked him for what he did. I hope maybe we can keep him around the team or the squad for a little bit. But Parris is another guy. He's fast, and I think how he's trying to find more ways to give Kellen Moore. How he's trying to find every way to give Vic and Kellen Moore whatever they need to make this an explosive team on both sides of the ball. Pause. But on both sides of the ball. With Kellen Moore, he's giving him all he needs on the offensive end. With Vic Fangio, what players Vic might be looking for. Vic might be saying, I need this, I need that. And how he's going out there and he's making it happen. They also brought in, Hall from the Raiders, which is another like low-key signing too, because he was okay. He was a defensive back. He's a defensive back, but he was okay this year playing for the Raiders when his number was called. And I know I see a lot of fans saying, "Oh, he's not this, he's not that." Excuse me. At this moment in time, I'm so sorry. At this moment in time, we are not going to find or even be able to sign somebody remotely like a crazy splash. Now we still got the Justin Simmons thing out there that people are speculating about. Is he going to sign? As more time goes on, it is what it is. The price goes down. So if he does want to play this year, he's going to have to figure out where he wants to go. Also, with that being said, there's some other players that Howie's looking at too, because we just can't wait on one player. But Howie is doing everything possible to get this team back to the Super Bowl. I know people from other teams, fans from other teams talking about, y'all keep talking about y'all going back to the Super Bowl, you're going back to the Super Bowl. Of course we're going to talk like we're going back to the Super Bowl, because that's the only aspiration that we got. You heard what our QB1 said. You heard what Jalen Hurts said. He want to win a ring. And if not one, multiple. He want to win rings. Winning's cool and all, but you got to win to get to the big game, and you want to win the big game. Now, Jalen had a great performance in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. We didn't win. It is what it is. Things happen. But Howie is one of not many GMs in this league that will, first off, that can work the salary cap the way that he does, but then also is aggressive enough to go out and find these different players that might be, Somebody else might have missed that gem, because my thing is this: people always look at, oh, this player was drafted in round 1, this player was drafted in round 2 of the draft, whatever the case may be, and then usually they don't even pan out. But then you go get like somebody like a Puka Nacua that fit into the offense. You know what I'm saying? And is the best. I think he's the best rookie wide receiver. He had to put up the best numbers for a rookie wide receiver. So it's like you can find Isaiah Pacheco. You can find these. You can find these players. You just gotta know what to look for. And I think Howie really does have some type of a. And I mean, I know he probably gets help from scouts and stuff like that. But I don't know if y'all ever seen the interview with New Heights. It was Jason Kelsey and Howie Roseman, and a part of the interview, Howie's talking about. He's talking about when he was a young kid that he was like, I wanted to be. He knew he wanted to be a GM for whatever odd reason. But with that being said, he would do all these things, scout players, you know what I mean, on college teams, write down different plays. Oh, this play worked for this against this defense. So Howie might not be a coach, he might not be, out there on the sidelines, but Howie understands. I feel like he understands the game to a point where he knows, like, okay, players and what to look for with certain players. And of course, Vic's probably telling him what he wants, and certain players, and Kellen Moore. But I said before, a lot of these players that they're trying to get, or that they're cross training, or they want them to be versatile. You get somebody like Hall. Hall can play almost anywhere on the field, from what thing saying. Now I didn't see a lot of his footage, but they're saying he could play almost anywhere on the field. He could play in the slot. He could play, you know what I mean? He could play almost anywhere in the defense. Same thing I was saying about Zach Bond, whatever my man's last name is. He's another player that the name might not stand out to you, but on film, the things that they can do on film is what you're looking for. That's what you want to be able to recreate in a game situation. So when you sit here and you talk about, oh, who is this guy, or it's only 11 players on each side of the ball. You know what I mean? You can't have everybody out there every snap. So there is talented players out there that might not get their shot like they need to, but there's talented players out there, and if you know what to look for, you'll be able to find them. So with that being said, bringing in Parris, Campbell, and Hall, and the rest of these other players that we might not think, or y'all might not think, are worthy of a spot. You never know, man. You might find something where it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It might be something that we really need. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on to my next topic. That there's being more speculation talking about taking a wide receiver in the draft this year. So I don't know what round. I know we got the first round, 22nd pick. We got, is it 2 second-round picks that we got, or something like that? Something like that. But with that being said, I still think we need safety help. I think we still need a cornerback. I don't know if we need any more cornerback help, to be honest. Linebacker, maybe. I would say that linebacker maybe for depth. Running back's a big thing, though. And I do think they have a visit set up. I think that was a running back from Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how that goes. But we definitely need a running back to back up Saquon. I know I'll probably be all over the place with this, but I think, I said it before, the talent with Saquon's there, but the durability was one of my concerns. Not to say he can't stay healthy, because look what we did with Swift this year. Swift was able to stay healthy with a great offensive line. I mean, did we get to where we needed to get to? No, but Swift had his best year this year. So to think, and I think I seen somewhere else where it's like Saquon was tackled back in the backfield like 30 to 40 something times with the Giants. So that's not even. So now you got to think he's playing with almost the best offensive line now. Oh my! And I know I got crazy when I said this is about Swift, because I thought this was what Swift was going to be able to do. But I feel as though Kellen Moore, and I know we all had our whatever we felt about that, but I really do think Kellen Moore, because I went back and looked at some of that old, it's not that old, but that older Cowboys, older Cowboys footage. And I'm looking at some of the play designs, and I'm like, bro, if he can remotely recreate some of that with what we have now, it should be no way in the world we are not in the NFC Championship. No way in the world we are not in the NFC Championship game. Okay? It should be no way, because my thing is this: if I'm looking at all the NFC teams right now, It's not too many teams. It's us. You know, I'm gonna say us first. Us, the 40 whiners. You know what I mean? And then depending on what's going on with them, who knows? Because my thing is players. I've been seeing some things about Brandon Ayuk might get traded or whatever the case may be, offer him a contract. I don't know what's going on with their team, so I can't get all into that. But what I'm saying to you is this: teams still got to pay players. I know this probably sounds like a broken record, but the salary cap, they came out and said that there's like 20 to 25 million, something like that. Who knows? And then depending on what they do with Hassan Reddick, if they restructure the contract or they something else, I think or they can extend him. Excuse me. They get back to 10 to 11 million, so that number go back up to like either 35 mil, like 35 mil. So, so it's crazy like how we can manipulate this cap. But the NFC is wide open. If you look at it, it's us, the 40 whiners, the Packers, the Lions. I'm trying to think if there's any other team, but I'm missing NFC wise. Said the Lions. I might be missing one team, I feel like. But as of now, we're going to go with that. So it's not too many teams that we really got to go out here and, dismantle because they've done dismantled themselves. A lot of teams that make bad deals with players. And got to go back to the drawing board. Might have to go get another quarterback, or just rebuild the team within itself. And it's a part of the game, man. This is how it goes. And I feel like maybe we'll get there one day. But as of right now, Howie's the salary cap king. So we do have money available, but I don't know exactly how they want to go about doing what they're doing because, like, as of now, I'm just thinking Howie. If it's not a Justin Simmons signing or another safety signing, I'm thinking Howie's waiting until the draft. And like I said, we got like about 8 to 9 picks in the draft, and I feel as though with what we need, I feel like we might be able to get, some, a linebacker. I feel like we can get a safety. It might not be, Quinyon Mitchell or what's my man name? Or you know what I mean? It might not be some of them type players because they might go high. Like a lot of these, other teams got other needs too, and we like 22nd. So if Howie ain't trading up, a lot of these players that that we done talked about might be already off the board. With that being said, talent's still in the draft. So and that's what I was saying before. You might be able to find somebody that you might not even have your eye on, and he might become a red star. Might become a red star player or just a player on your radar. Now, if you don't know what the red star players are, those are the players that the Eagles have high interest in. So probably like your Jalen Carters and stuff like that. Was Keely Ringo a red star or Cindy Brown was a red star? I think. So a lot of those players, you know what I mean. I call it that dog in them. You feel what I'm saying? So they call it the red star. I call it they got that dog in them because they fit the mentality. They fit that breed of player that we're looking for in Philadelphia. So, so yeah, man. So with that being said, let's roll on to our next topic. Dak Prescott. Did I talk about Dak Prescott's brother? Like what? Like we're not gonna get back into that, but what is going on with that? That's just crazy to me. So it's a lot of teams. It's a lot of teams that just ain't gonna be able to compete with us this year. I don't. I'm not trying to make an early like an early case for the Eagles, but I already took the bet. I took the Super Bowl bet for next year. I got it at plus 1,600. Put a little bit of money on there. Hopefully it hit. But it's like. I don't see any other teams really trying to, unless we got to wait to the draft. But I don't really see any other, too many other teams doing what they need to be doing. It's a few out there, but it's not a lot that need to be, that are doing what they're doing. And then you're getting players, you're getting players that are getting paid like a Jerry Jeudy, which is like messing the market up, like for wide receivers. Because we're looking at extending Switty. We're looking at extend. I always say that we're looking at extending Smitty. We already got Sweat out the way, but we were looking to extend Smitty. And with Jerry Jeudy's new contract, I felt like, that kind of put a monkey wrench into what we were doing. And then the Hassan Reddick situation is also putting a monkey wrench into what we're trying to do because reports have come out that they're still far apart. And I'm talking about Hassan Reddick here in his camp, that the Eagles are still far apart in the money. Now, Hassan has one more year to play on the Eagles, on his Eagles contract. And Howard Eskins came out and said, I don't agree with what my man be saying, man. I don't be agreeing with how sometimes they talk to these players because like these people are grown. If you were to see them in real life, you talking that heavy like that, like come on, man. So, but he's sitting here talking about that Reddick just need to play out his last, his last year on his deal for the 14, whatever the case may be, or just do a 1 year deal. And I understand what he's trying to say, and I also understand what Hassan's saying. But it's like, if he gets traded, let's just talk about this right quick. If Hassan gets traded, what do people think we're going to get? What team, like, unless there's somebody out there that is just that slow, who's going to give us a first round pick for almost a 30-year-old lineman? Don't get me wrong, he has the stats, but who's going to give us a first round pick? You're going to be looking at something around maybe a second round pick, third round pick, because you got to think as each day goes by, more information is just be coming out about different players. Needs of a team might change through acquisition of a player from the free agency or whatever the case may be. So every day things are changing, and it's like I don't know what Hassan is like waiting on. I don't know. I know what he's waiting on. He wants that bag, but it's like it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that money. And I mean, teams have interest, but then it's like, what are they trying to give up for Hassan? Because Howie's not going to get caught with his pants down, especially when he's still under contract. It's not like we have to move him. You don't have to move Hassan Reddick. If they do, like I said, if they extend him, they can get $10 million back in salary cap. You know what I mean? Or if they reconstruct his contract, they still get that $10 to $11 million back too. So I think there's some options there, but I do think by the draft, if he's not moved, I think he might be on the team, which will bring me to my other point that if he's still on the team and he's not like on a holdout or anything like that, that defense should snap, bro. That defense should be like top five defenses in the league. No more than top 7. All right. Am I getting crazy? Am I getting crazy? Can we say, all right, top 10? It should be top 10 on both sides of the ball. And we shouldn't be close to 10. All due respect on both sides of the ball because of what the acquisitions that Howie has made so far. And like I said, there's still some depth moves that we need to make at some of these positions. But with the moves that Howie has made so far, yeah, like this team is my fault, y'all. This team is more than capable of going back and making a Super Bowl run. So I'm hoping that's the case. I hope I'm really hoping that they figure this Hassan Reddick situation out. But I'm thinking like, and even with Smitty's contract, you got to think like every so many years there's a increase in the salary cap. There's an increase in salary cap I think each year, but then the TV deal money is like every so many years too, which adds more money to these players. I mean to the cap. So, like this year, we got we got the unexpected jump, and Hal was already penny pinching. So then he already had more money to go out and go get pay Saquon Barkley or extend a Landon Dickerson, whatever the case may be. So, I think I'm not really worried about the Smitty extension. I did want to get that done before the year started. But I mean, we're still far away from the we're really still far away from the season. We think the season's starting tomorrow. It's starting what, like October. You know what I'm saying? September, October. So we got time, man. We got time. But yeah, man. I just think I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Philadelphia Eagles can do, man. Saquon Barkley. That's what I knew. I was forgetting something. Saquon Barkley's daughter comes out and she's talking about I guess she's used to losing with the and we was losing too, until these last couple of years, but she's just been used to losing with with her dad being on the Jets, and now that they play he plays for the Eagles, she's like, well, are we going to win now? Are we going to win more? Like, bro, if a kid know that, there should be no reason why Giants fans is mad at Saquon for leaving, because I'd have left too, bro. Y'all not putting nothing around me, and then you pay Daniel Jones all that money and don't pay me? Ridiculous. Okay, so it is what it is, man. But like I said, I'm happy to have him. I'm happy to have Huff. A lot of these players, man. And like I said, I gotta credit. I guess because it's Jeffrey Lurie's money. So shout out to Jeffrey Lurie first and foremost. But then Howie Roseman, man, finding a way to get these deals done, and then what they do to the cap, bro. I think like the first 2 years, those players that he just acquired barely are scratching the cap. So I'm feeling like we got a 2 to 3 year window to win a Super Bowl at least one. If they can win 3, that'd be great. But I'm thinking with the team that we have right now, right now, right now, we should be able to go back to the Super Bowl straight up. If everybody takes, especially with bringing in the new coaches and everybody's, getting along, everybody's on board with what they want this team to look like. Nick don't interfere with play calling and stuff like that. I don't see why we can't go back to the Super Bowl and win it this time. Because now we really do know what to do now. You know what to do. You know what to look for, and depending on who you're playing. Because my thing is this: I'm scared about. I'm not saying I want to say scared, but only a few coaches would scare me, and playing in the playing in a Super Bowl. Andy Reid is one of those coaches, and then Jim Harbaugh. I think that's AFC too. And I don't see them doing nothing no time soon either, depending on what they got going on. But it's only a few coaches that scare me. But I do feel like the Eagles are set up on both sides of the ball to be able to run this thing back, man. All due respect. And it's and I'm seeing, like I said, I was talking about Dak Prescott, his brother. I don't know if it was this guy. I just had to redo a video because this joint didn't even record. But Dak was talking about how Jalen Hurts is a running. Well, Dak's brother Tad, whatever his name is, was talking about how Jalen Hurts is a running back, and we're going to always get this criticism. Jalen's always going to get this criticism because of what he was able to accomplish in such a short amount of time, and then this previous year being a down year for him and the team. They are going to be on his top, especially going into next year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make no excuses for Jalen. I do want Jalen and the rest of the team to get better. There were some things that I saw that I felt that he needed to work on. But that's a part of the game, man. That's why you have offseason and you practice and you train and things like that, because you want to make sure you're getting better. You know what I'm saying? You making sure you're keeping all the tools in your toolbox sharpened. So, with that being said, I'm not going to sit here and be super critical of my quarterback. My quarterback is a great quarterback. He do what he need to do. He don't really say too much to people. He just pretty much show you what he going to do. He go out there on the field and he win these games for us. A lot of those games last year or this past year, where we got Jake the Make, hitting these field goals, we don't get into these positions without a Jalen Hurts. You understand what I'm saying? That's the point I was trying to make, or maybe Cam was trying to make about Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl, or Brock Purdy in itself as a quarterback for the 49ers. Not that I'm saying there's nothing special that he did. You know what I mean? He makes the throws, but there's something to a player like a Cam Newton, like a Jalen Hurts, like a Patrick Mahomes, even what's my man name? Lamar kind of got it, and then from the Bills, I can't think of my man name, Josh Allen. There's some quarterbacks that just have that, I don't know, like if the pocket's collapsing on Jalen, he gonna run, he gonna try to create something out of the pocket. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. It's so hard to get him down, and if you don't get him down and you let him extend plays, it's going to kill you. So it's I don't see that I don't get that, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the young man, but I don't see that from a Brock Purdy. I don't see that from a lot of these quarterbacks. So that is and for me, that's a key component to what you want in your quarterback. Because if all else fails, can my quarterback get me out of this jam? Even if it's for a few yards up the field, and Purdy does that sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but it's it's not something that you see all the time. It could be just for the simple fact that he's, this is his first full year as a starting quarterback, so he might not be as familiar with the game just yet. But maybe you do start to see that from him. Maybe Kyle Shanahan lets him do things like that. But we're not going to talk too much about that. I'm gonna stay on Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a phenomenal quarterback. Is he the greatest quarterback ever? I mean, he's not Tom, but y'all ain't give him enough time to even get there yet. Let my man simmer a little bit before we start sitting here talking about. I've seen people talking about. Well, what do you think? What did the guy say? The guy said something like maybe they're not extending Smitty because they want to make sure that Jalen Hurts is the guy. Yeah, the guy that took us to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we didn't win, but my thing is this: the same guy that gave AJ Brown his best 2 seasons back to back, Smitty his best 2 seasons back to back. They not throwing themselves the ball. I don't be understanding. Even when I listen to Jacob, I don't even know how you say it, Jacob Media, whatever the case may be, Big Sills, and at first I was listening to Big Sills and I understood where he was coming from, and I still listen to him, But it's like, and everybody has their own opinion, but I just wanted to say this. It's like, and I see why AJ went on WIP. I see why, these players are say what they say on their podcast, because now I'm starting to look at it from a different, view. Like, yeah, we're critical and we can be super critical and super rude, super disrespectful sometimes, but it's like I wouldn't even take some of this stuff that people saying about me. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like I balled out. Like, I balled out. There's only so much a player can do. So it's like when I hear these these older guys, that's not, and I'm not saying it's just older people, but when I hear some of these older people or these guys talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, it'd be so brash and harsh for the simple fact that, all right, yeah, we didn't win or we didn't get to where we wanted to be. And I said I was upset too. I wanted to clean house and all that. I'm upset. I understand. I'm a man. I can admit when I'm wrong, but at the same time, I had to come to a realization. It's like, bro, a lot of teams ain't even set up the way that we are set up. Look at the Dallas Cowboys and what they're going through. Their front office can't even get contracts right to be able to acquire players such as a Saquon Barkley or a Bryce Huff. You understand what I'm saying? Or to get or be a decent enough franchise to even lure a AJ Brown, Devontae. Well, I guess we picked Devontae, but to lure like free agents that want to come play for us. It's a different culture. It's a different type of team here. Everybody don't got that. Everybody don't got that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look at the Chicago Bears. They went out and got all these pieces for Caleb Williams. Why didn't y'all do that for Fields? Like you understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all didn't. I could sit on here all day and talk about this, but it's like the talent needs to be paired with great coaching. You cannot send a great player to a bad organization and expect them to produce. It doesn't work like that. Same thing with the Kenny Pickett situation. I'm not sitting there saying I'm very high on Kenny Pickett because I think Tanner McKee is a better quarterback right now, but at the same time, the Steelers go 8-8 every season. That's great, but that's all they have been known for since they won their Super Bowl way back when. It's been over a decade now, way over a decade now, more than a decade. 8-8 is cool, but you need to be winning playoff games, man. So it's like, what? I mean, you learn from that experience, but how much can you learn from always losing and not putting the right players around your quarterback or a franchise quarterback that you deem, is your franchise or is your, the upcoming QB for our team? They don't put players around them. So when we got Jalen Hurts and, we started getting acclimated, he had Devontae Smith, but then Howie was able to go out and go get an AJ Brown. It's like, dang, we killing, you know what I'm saying? We killing it now. He killing it. Because now he got players to throw to. He's acclimated with AJ Brown. He know AJ Brown, so it makes it easier on your offense. It makes it easier on your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make the game extra hard on your quarterback. That's what the problem was we had this year. We made it so hard for Jalen in the offense to produce. It's like calling them same bubble screen and stuff like that. It was just nonsense. So, and I don't want to get into a whole tangent about that, but I figured I'd update y'all with the information that I did have. But my one thing I do want to say before I get off of here is, man, let's just chill, okay? As fans, let's chill. Let some time go by because we're not close to the season starting yet. Let's figure out what they're going to do with Hassan Reddick's contract. They might end up keeping him. They may not. And whatever happens with that, we got to live with it. You know what I'm saying? But I do think the players are on this team to win the Super Bowl, man. I'm going to just keep it at that. So, like I said, man, I hope y'all have been enjoying these episodes as I have. And it's your boy, man, Nah from the No Cut Sports Podcast. If you could, like I said, please like and subscribe to always catch this vibe. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all be safe.